All right, collective. What up, collective? So if this reading found you, don't matter your sign, doesn't matter. If it found you, it was meant for you. So if you're tuning in, listen. When this finds you, it could find you next month, next year. It will still apply, I promise. Prove me wrong if it won't. I'm just trying to pull up the other YouTube so I can see your comments. These phones nowadays. But yeah, so just know that, you know, this is a collective reading. But somebody here keeps asking the universe for overflow, for abundance, for, it's like somebody here wants something, right? Somebody here wants something, but they're not, I don't think they're reciprocating. I don't think they know how to reciprocate. I don't think they want to reciprocate, right? Like, these people, you know what I mean? Like, they're realizing it's not funny no more since they have enemies now, right? Or at least they're realizing they have enemies, right? So, let's see, for the collective. What's going on with my collective? What's going on with my collective? Yeah, somebody here is asking the universe, help, right? But they're secretly holding on to the same old wreckage that in the first place, right? And that's the part that I don't think nobody, that's the part I think nobody wants to see out loud, because you can't build a wealthy future while you're emotionally renting space to the same pain that made you question your worth. But person, friend, family, don't matter. It doesn't matter at all. You can't ask for God. You can't ask God for expansion, for renewal, for blessings, while your nervous system is still loyal to survival, to the pain, to the people that brought you down. Some of you guys are blocked financially because you're cursed. Good morning, my love. Some of you are blocked financially not because you're cursed. You're blocked because your spirit is tired from carrying all the dead timelines that you brought with you. You're bringing old timelines with you that no longer serve your body, your soul, nothing. And I mean, I don't think that's fair not only to you, but it's not fair to your nervous system, right? You can't ask God for forgiveness, for a blessing, when you're holding on to the pain that He tried to pull you away from, right? And that's what I'm seeing here in the pre-shuffle, right? Trying to move on to calmer waters, but feeling trapped, right? It's like, I want to move on to calmer waters. I want to go. I want to transition, but the negative thoughts are stopping me from moving forward. All right? Confirmation. Right? That relationship, the betrayal, the friend who left you, the family who left you, that whole family dynamic, the cousins, the aunts, whatever. That version of you that had to beg to be chosen, to be looked at. Hey, see me? That's rotting. It's rotting in your field. So every time you revisit that type of emotional memory, you reopen the gate. And when you reopen the gate, the heat of that old pain comes in. So how could you ask God for your blessings? How could you ask God for renewal, right? When you're going back to the same thing that broke you, right? You're going back to the same thing that broke you, right? It's not right. It's not fair. It's not fair to you. And it's not fair to your soul, right? It's not fair to your long-term growth. And you know it's not. You know it's wrong, right? You know it's wrong. You guys know what's wrong. You know you're hurting yourself. Because let me tell you something. When you're in agony, that has a frequency. And so does abundance. Right? The reason your life feels heavy is because your soul is trying to relocate you energetically. But your identity keeps from forwarding the mail to... it keeps forwarding the mail to the old address. That's why some of you suddenly feel disconnected from people you swore you loved. Right? That's why conversations now feel forced. You can't stomach fake energy anymore. That's why isolation has been loud in your life recently. Because your spirit is detoxing attachment. You're no longer needing a reason or any excuse to feel attached to anything or anyone. You're your own entity. Right, collective? Because your next season, it requires less emotional, energetic precision, right? Why is that my new favorite word the last 6 months? Who knows? But you know what I mean? Somebody here is finally realizing they spent 30, 20, 10, 15 years trying to earn love from people who are not emotionally available. Friends, family, right? And all while doing that, you're neglecting the one thing that actually created wealth, and that's clarity. You lost clarity. Because wealthy people protect their attention, right? Wealthy people, they don't emotionally just scatter their attention to everywhere and everybody, right? And that's just a fact, right? People are seeing you glow up. People are seeing your courage. They're seeing you confident. They're watching you. You've been focusing on yourself because of this. You're realizing that going back into the past, trying to revisit that friend, that social circle, it hasn't brought you nothing. No money, no forward movement. Right? Because wealthy people, they don't emotionally put themselves out there trying to convince broken people their value. You ever seen a wealthy person do that? Try to prove a homeless person their value? No. 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 They don't wake up every day reopening emotional wounds. Oh shit. Jenny hurt me. Like my heart's so broken today. Damn, I should just stay home. No, they don't do that. They get to the gym, they work, they move, they just keep moving. Go, go, go. That's why Spirit is teaching you now. Your suffering became familiar. Your chaos became routine. Right? Your heartbreak, especially, it became your personality. Who wants to live like that? Right? Hello, welcome, beautiful. Thank you, my love. Subscribe and hit the like, hit the heart. Thank you so much. I'll pull a card for y'all after each y'all. Right? All that pain and the silence and the confusion, it became so familiar to your nervous system. It's like, okay, well, this is it. And that's what you settled for, subconsciously. But your soul is tired of surviving. Right? That's why we see this Queen of Wands here. Because I feel like a lot of you are done. You know that you're worthy of love, compassion, a new beginning. You're worthy of it. Because you've been waiting on this. You've been waiting on this. And it's about time. You know it's about time. I see justice here. And your thoughts are aligned with Spirit. Because Spirit's saying, it's about time. But this is the bottom of the deck. This is you. You have to realize it's about time. And some of you are. It's about time that I get what I deserve. It's about time I pour my energy into places where I'm going to receive what I put out. Because forever you've been pouring, and you get nothing in return from nobody. Not your friends, your neighbors, your teachers, your cousins, your brothers, nobody. And you're not living like that no more, right? You want equal reciprocity. And no, that don't mean always financially. Right? It doesn't. So that's why your soul is tired. Why? Because your soul wants to rebuild. There's somebody watching this who's been seeing repeating numbers, feeling like maybe you've been getting emotional purges, waking up between 3 and 5 a.m., right? Feeling randomly just detached from people, maybe crying out of nowhere, right? Ace of Wands, right? Losing interest in toxic habits, suddenly wanting to just clean their room, their house, organize their finances, eat differently, disappear from social media, which is the best thing you could do. The best thing you could do. All that is full dopamine hits. Scroll. It's dopamine. On top of that, it's designed to make us feel less than, to make us feel like we're not good enough. That's all it is. You see beauty, you see models, it's all AI, it's all fake, it's all bullshit. And it makes people feel like, look in the mirror and say, damn, like, I don't even deserve that job. I don't deserve, because they want you, like, they want you in a vegetable state. They want that. They want that. So screw social media, right? Some of you are finally realizing, you know what, I'm going to get my finances together, right? Thank you so much. Hello, Ramsha. What up, Jane Wayne? Thank you. What up, Ryan? Thank you. Thank you very much, right? So you're not going through depression. That's just your spirit trying to clear enough space for you to level up, to go to your next chapter, right? Because prosperity, it doesn't enter crowded rooms. Prosperity doesn't come when you're out in a nightclub, right? Your new life, well, your previous life, first of all, has been overcrowded, right? With guilt, resentment, right? Pain, fear, comparison, old lovers, old disappointment, old conversations, things that should have ended years ago. And God said enough. God's saying no. Because you're not here to spend your entire existence proving your value to people. These people, they're not, forget committed to misunderstanding you. They just don't care. They don't. I'm telling you, I watch these readers. They make it look like, oh, this person loves. No, they don't care. They don't. You're here to become aligned so that opportunities recognize you before you even breakthroughs, but you're still chilling with people who secretly enjoy your confusion. These people enjoy your pain. They enjoy you being stuck. Every time you start healing, somebody from your past pops up. Every time you gain momentum, somebody triggers your insecurities, slows you down. You ever think about that? Once you're growing up, you're like, all right, great, wow. And something funny happens. Stop sharing your blessings. Stop sharing even if it's a new job, don't share it. A new car, don't share it. I might be getting a new job, don't share it. Don't share nothing. I don't care if it's your best friend from pre-kindergarten, from pre-kindergarten, from pre-womb. Don't share it. Because every time you've been getting up, something or someone just smacks you right back down. Every time you get close to expanding, chaos appears out of nowhere. Why? Because your old life could feel your detachment. Your old energy could feel you detaching, so it wants to pull you back in. We're all mirrors of each other, right? And when energy loses access to you, and or people lose access to you, they panic, right? That's why your silence has been so powerful lately. That's why people are watching you harder now. That's why your absence shifted rooms. You're not even inside of anymore. You're being spoken of. You know you are. You know you are. Am I right or wrong? Just tell me I'm right. Tell me Spirit's right, at least. Not me. Right? Tell Spirit's right. Spirit is right. God's never wrong. God is never wrong. Right? God's never wrong. Sorry. You can't say God is wrong. God is never, ever wrong. Right? Remember, when you move forward, your old life could feel that. Your old life could be your family, could be your own energy, friends, neighbors. Right? They're watching harder because you're calm. And you know what scares these people the most? Calmness. It terrifies them. Especially the people who benefited from you emotionally. They benefited from your emotional instability. They benefited from you giving, pouring into them all the time while you got breadcrumbs, right? So let me tell you something, collective. This chapter is not asking you to become colder. It's asking you to become clear. Just become clear. There's a difference. You don't need revenge. You need alignment. You don't need to prove anything to anybody. You don't. You don't need to chase abundance, right? You need to stop leaking your energy. Stop leaking your energy. You don't need to chase abundance, money, nothing. You need to stop leaking your energy into places that were never designed to multiply you. Because wealth is not guilty money. Wealth is waking up without anxiety. Wealth is having boundaries without guilt. Wealth means sleeping peacefully. I live on the first floor. I leave all my windows open. That's wealth, because I don't have to worry about somebody coming through my window. And if they do, Lord help them. But that's wealth. Wealth means saying no without explaining, right? Wealth means attracting without forcing, right? Being emotionally unavailable to dysfunction, having enough self-respect to leave what dishonors you. That's wealth. When your nervous system is calm, that's wealth. It's not just about a big bank. That comes once these things, when you're in alignment. Excuse me, right? When you're in alignment, that's when it comes, right? It moves faster. Real abundance moves faster. And somebody here is about to enter a season where doors open unexpectedly. Money comes from unusual places. People begin respecting your boundaries. Your creativity sharpens, right? You're seeing more, right? Your confidence stops feeding validation. But first, the grief has to leave the room. The grief has to leave the room. Tell me about the grief. You gotta move quick on the grief, right? Not because your grief didn't matter, not because you imagined it, not because this person didn't hurt you, but because your future should not have to pay rent for your past. And Spirit keeps showing me this very strongly. It really does. You're gonna get what you deserve. You're gonna get what you put in. It's coming for you, but don't allow the past to come with you. Somebody who's watching this has 1 foot in destiny and 1 foot in emotional history. Like that. Get this foot out.